Coquitlam-Millardville.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. On the afternoon of February 16th, a fire ripped through a condominium complex in Coquitlam, leaving many people displaced for what could be months. Our Coquitlam Fire Service did an amazing job, as there was no loss of human life, but in spite of their efforts, many of the suites were completely and totally destroyed by the fire, and about 100 people in Coquitlam now have no home, no furnishings, no belongings. Gone are their valuables and their prized possessions. Many in this complex do not have home insurance and have no resources from which to rebuild. While the City of Coquitlam did set up emergency services to help people get through those first 72 hours immediately following the fire, others in the community set about thinking about how to help their neighbours in the weeks and months ahead. This is a heartbreaking story, Madam Speaker, but it's also a heartwarming story. I live in a wonderful community of amazing people with roll-up-your-sleeves leadership. Within a day or two of that devastating fire, my community pulled together and recognized that these people who were left homeless, they would need our help, and donations of gently used clothing, household items, and financial contributions started pouring in. A local church offered to be the drop-off site for these donations, but it soon became apparent that a larger space would be needed to properly sort out the donations. The following day, such a space was identified, and volunteers came out to transform the space into a warehouse of donated clothes, toiletries, and household items. And the donations, they just kept pouring in. Madam Speaker, I want to acknowledge the great roll-up-your-sleeves leadership of two Coquitlam councillors, Chris Wilson and Dennis Marsden, who called on all of their contacts and relationships to set up a bank account, establish a website, communicate with the community, coordinate dozens and dozens of volunteers who then sorted through donations and worked with fire victims to determine how to best help. Coquitlam is lucky to have a great fire service and wonderful leaders like Dennis and Chris, quietly working away in the background to mobilize the giving spirit of Coquitlam citizens so that they can care for their neighbours in a thoughtful and coordinated way. I'm so very proud of my community, Madam Speaker. Their generosity makes me proud, and I'm so grateful to have witnessed the coming together of this caring community when people needed it most.
Thank you, Member.